MetaStock is one of the most popular technical analysis programs available on the market. Two of its most attractive features are its reasonable price and the large number of technical analysis tools included with the program. In this review, we're not going to go into great detail, but we will give an overview of the main features of MetaStock. It might be best to start with an example. We'll start by opening a chart of a security and see what operations MetaStock will allow us to perform on it. The program MetaStock comes with a multi-year database. So let's click on Open. You'll notice that MetaStock uses the standard Windows interface, so you should be familiar with the general navigation through the program. So we'll click on Open, and we'll select from the sample directory a security. Let's use Delta Airlines, and Open. Before us, we see a chart that is, by default, given as a bar chart. If we pick a point on the graph and right-click with our mouse, we'll open a dialog box that allows us to work with the properties of the chart. We'll click on Properties, and here in Price Style, you'll see some names that will be familiar, such as bars, candlesticks, candle volume, kage, etc. Let's choose candlesticks. You'll see that by default, the colors of the chart are black for both upward and downward movements. But why don't we make it colorful, and we'll choose, let's say, red for upward price movements, and let's choose blue for downward price movements. You'll also notice we can change the thickness of the lines, but we'll leave it as is for now. We click Apply and Close. Another feature that we can work with is that we can zoom in and zoom out. Here we zoom in, and here we can zoom out. Let's leave it a little zoomed in for now. We see a traditional chart displayed. In the upper part is the price chart, and in the lower part, a volume histogram. On the x-axis is the date, and on the y-axis the price. If we right-click on the y-axis, we can change the y-axis properties. MetaStock, by default, displays the chart in an arithmetic scale. By choosing semi-log scale, we can change the chart to a geometric scale. Click Apply and Close. We also have the ability to change the way the entire chart is displayed. This is done by changing templates, or by creating our own. But let's choose for now, let's say colorful. And then we click Open. And here's the chart for Delta Airlines in a colorful template. Technical analysis is comprised of both visual analysis and analysis of indicators. On the upper left toolbar are items used for visual analysis. Let's choose crosshairs. This lets us position our cursor very accurately on any point in the chart. Now let's use trend line. Let's start at a low point and run our line through the daily price lows. And this gives us a simple indication of trend. The next item allows us to illustrate support and resistance lines. There's a support line and there's a resistance line. In there you can see the trading range, and here a breakthrough of the resistance line. We can also draw vertical lines and place them anywhere in our chart, dividing it into sections if we want to. In order to remove any illustrations we've placed into the chart, all we have to do is select the item, such as the vertical item, then press delete and confirm it by choosing yes. And don't display that anymore. That'll keep it from showing up again. There we just deleted the trend line. Another option is by choosing delete all in the edit menu. You can see we have a selection of what we'd like to delete from our chart. In the lower section of the left toolbar, we have some graphical studies. Fibonacci arcs, fans, retracements, and time zones. We also have gone lines, gone fans, and gone grids. Let's select a gone line and place it into our chart. Remember that this line is drawn at a 45-degree angle and is referred to as a 1 by 1. Now let's remove our gone line by clicking undo. And why don't we place a Fibonacci fan into our chart. We select the point to start from, draw our line to where we want it to end at, and release. And there's our Fibonacci fan. Again, to remove it, just click undo. You'll notice that above these tools are a rotating tool. It allows us to move and cycle through the different studies. Here we have linear regression, RAF regression channel, standard error channel, and the last in this group is standard deviation channel. To place it in, again, just click, choose your points, and release. Remove it, click undo. Our next set, quadrant lines, trion levels, trend line by angle. Well, we place a trend line by angle into our chart. Again, we just pick the point we want to start at, pick the point we want to finish at, and release. Remove it, click undo. The next study that's here is an Andrews pitchfork. And then we have cycle lines and an ODDS probability cone. And in our next section, we can put text into our chart to make notes. Let's just, for example, type test here. And then click, and there it is. We also have a wide variety of characters or symbols that we can place into our chart. We can also draw ellipses, rectangles, and triangles. The same studies can be accessed through the Insert menu. The next item we're going to look at is analysis of indicators. They're very easy to work with in MetaStock, and MetaStock allows us to apply more than 100 indicators. Some of these were explained in the Internet Trading course. For additional explanation about the indicators, you can also use MetaStock's Help menu. So let's select, we'll select MACD. We left-click, drag and drop the indicator. In this case, we're going to drop it into the main chart window. When we release, we're given some options. Here we can modify time periods. Remember that there are no set time periods. You should experiment and find what times work best for various securities. You can see the different things that we can work with when placing something into our chart. We click OK, and we'll choose to display the new scale on the left-hand side. We click OK, and here's our MACD with the scaling on the left. Usually the MACD is not placed in the same chart, but is displayed separately. So to do this, we undo, select it again, and drop it on the blue line. Click OK, and you can see that here it is, displayed in a separate window. Let's close the MACD window and select another indicator. Let's pick moving average. We go through the same process. Here again we have time periods, vertical shift, horizontal shift, method, and in this you'll see the different methods used for calculating the moving average. Let's pick exponential. and we'll make it a 19-day time period. And you'll see in the price field, it's what prices we're going to use, the opening, high, low, close, etc. We'll choose close. We can work with the color of the line, and here it is placed into our chart. Buy signals occur when the price line crosses and moves above the moving average, and sell signals when the price line crosses and moves below the moving average. We can also enlarge any section of the chart, and we do that like this. Simply select the region, click, let go.